Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm Overexplained, where today I do believe we are going to be attempting to seal our very first seal. We're going to head to the sealed forest. Let's take a look at the conditions. Abyssal Revenge. Are those faces in the trees? Woodcutters don't increase hostility, but every 10 felled trees add 2 hostility points. So we want to try to get off of wood as a primary fuel as fast as possible. Hidden Seal. A broken ancient seal is hidden somewhere in the forest. To find it, you must first look for clues in the surrounding glades. It summons foul plagues upon your settlement during the storm. Beacon Tower, which allows us to summon aid from the citadel. And overgrown vegetation, overgrown trees with a lot more resource charges can be found in the forest. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this on veteran difficulty. And we're going to grab some people. And I think we're going to go with extra food and wood, because again, we're going to be trying to chop trees as little as possible. Somewhere in this thick and dark forest, an ancient seal is hidden. Even the ancients in all their might and glory couldn't defeat the creatures slumbering below, so they just imprisoned them. Over millennia, their sinister power gradually seeped to the surface, infecting the fauna and flora of this region. Viceroys don't embark here to establish settlements or gain reputation. Their main goal is to find and close the seal. And that's the important thing. Reputation is not going to win us this game. Finally, I think we're going to go with the one that gives me more people. So we're going to grab the extra villagers. I think we're ready to get started. Now, what do our mysteries look like? Acid Rain. Recipes producing building materials give less with Hostility 3. Blight Rot Infection. When a villager leaves or dies, 2 Blight Rot cysts will appear in the settlement. Hunger Storm. They gain 2 stacks of hunger if they miss even a single meal. Okay, so we want to try to keep the hostility below 3 for as long as possible. Finally, Downpour. Double amount of food during a break. So between these two, food could become a big issue very quickly. These trees are terrifying, but I believe in us. We really have to stay on top of housing this time around. Okay. Drop a stonecutter camp by these clay. And then let's talk about where we're going to expand to. Eventually we're going to expand to the seal, but we don't know where it is yet. So I think this dangerous glade is probably our first spot. We're really looking for something that can replace wood as our primary fuel. I would very much like to be able to get some sea bone or some sea marrow, or some coal, something along those lines. Put our trading post down. Probably going to pick up one of these 3 as soon as we get some fertile ground. But for now, we're going to put down the crude workstation and a single decoration. Or technically 4 decorations at once. Put a forager camp here to start picking up these roots. And we've got our first cornerstone. Gain villagers every time you discover a new glade. Pigment for insects. I think we're going to be sort of relying on super high population here. So let's go with Lost in the Woods. or wilds, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's see. Lost in the Woods. I would love to be able to get the bonus to clay and stone, so I think we're going to take this one. Beginner Engineer, make a geyser pump. Do we already have a... We don't have a thing yet. We don't have a geyser yet, but we probably will. So I think we're going to go with Beginner Engineer. And then Trading Post is usually one that I do pretty quickly. Now, we got to keep a very close eye on our fuel. In fact, as much as I hate to do it, I am going to go ahead and make a second woodcutter camp and set it to avoid glades. But again, as soon as we can get ourselves off of wood as a primary fuel, the better.
Yeah.
Okay, what have we here? We now have... So first off, we have this guidance stone, which tells us that the seal is in this direction. So I'm going to assume that it's this glade right here. Maybe this one if I'm really unlucky. So I want to start cutting my way into this one right away. We have our first fertile ground. So we're going to kind of kill two birds with one stone here. And cut through where I want my farm to be. Again, remember that you can place buildings on top of fertile soil, and when you move them later, it'll still be there. And then how about you? We can perform a ritual to gain new pottery every time we discover a glade. That's really nice. Or we can grab some amber. Minus 12 to resolve is really rough for us this early. I think we're going to have to do the ritual, which means we're going to have to wait for Farlift to get here. And in fact, I think I'm going to bring him here right away. Now, I'm not ready for you to actually cut into that glade yet, so we're going to keep you from doing that. Okay, what do we got here? Do we have anything that will allow us oil, resin? You don't have either of those things. Okay, I think we're kind of screwed when it comes to that. So I think we're going to have to bury the entrance. But again, minus 12 is a lot of resolve. That's a big deal. We're going to go ahead and cut into this glade, both to give ourselves a little bit more space and to finish the Lost in the Woods order. And it's pointing in this direction, and this one's pointing in this direction. So yeah, pretty sure we're looking at this one right here. Gonna grab the small farm. Grab the bakery. And then the rain mill. So that gives us our gathering, our processing, and our turning it into food. Now, the only thing we need now is something to add on top to make our pies and our biscuits. And I think roots is one thing that we need, so we're going to grab that. And in fact, there's a big root right here for us. And we have a geyser here, so we're going to go ahead and put our geyser pump in.
Kara.
We'll pick up some planks.
Okay, kara.
We'll go from there. So that'll give us a couple more people, some clay, and another blueprint. I want to be able to make planks efficiently, so I'm going to pick up the lumber mill. Because again, wood is something that I can't take it for granted this time around. I'm just going to put a limit of 10 on each of these. They'll start making some bricks. And that sound is our very first plague. We are going to have to deal with this threat like right away. We've got 8 minutes. I think we're going to have to bring the trader back right away. I am missing just one space. So I'm just going to take out those 2 trees right there. There we go. Now I should be able to put the farm right there. This plague of mosquitoes. Global production speed is 50% slower. Okay, we've got our farm going. So I need a couple humans to put in there. Okay, let's see. Here we've got Exploration Expedition, which gives bonus to global resolve every time a new glade is discovered. So I think we're going to grab that one, and then we're immediately going to discover this glade. But first, once again, I find myself having to rely on the trader to see if I can get the stuff that will allow me to get this done. Kills every living being within 20... Wow, okay, so I definitely got to get that done. And we're coming up on it. We're coming up on the deadline.
Hello.
As it were.
Hello.
Okay. Oil. That was a thing that was possible, right? Yeah, 10 oil, and I should be able to get this done. Okay, so hopefully we'll get that done. Yeah, we've got 3 minutes before it becomes a problem. We should be able to get that dealt with pretty quick. Lovely. So that'll give us a moment to kind of stabilize. But we are going to cut directly in as fast as... I gotta find that seal as quickly as possible. Oh, also, I need 10 amber.
Papa.
Is there anything I can do to trade for 10 amber? No. No. Okay, looks like I don't. I'll just have to deal with that another time. Okay, we have found our ancient seal. There it is. We also have this guy to deal with. Stonecutter Camp has no deposits. Luckily, we do have some sea marrow here, which should allow us to once again begin to wean ourselves off of wood as our primary fuel. I know I keep saying that, but it is very important. And we've got this leaking cauldron, which I can either burn down for some tools and some other things, or I can fix it and gain some fertile soil. There's already more fertile soil here. I think I'm just going to burn it down. We still have 10 more oil left, so let's do that. Now, the ancient seal. The seal opens, the monstrosities locked inside want to take over the world, blah, blah, blah. We have to pick one of these three and work toward it. So we either need to get 8 rain engines installed, we need to open or send 3 caches, or we need to make all of these things. I feel like opening caches is probably going to be our main goal for this one. And then once we get that done, we're going to have other choices. This is in addition to the orders we already get. I feel like we are going to get to encampments, so we're going to do that one. Going to drop a farm right next to it. And I think at this point we are going to stop using this woodcutter camp for now. We do have copper here. I don't see any coal, sadly, but we're going to go ahead and drop a mine on this copper deposit. Yeah, we've got lots of resources to work with here. So do I have caches around to open or send at this point? I've got 1. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Then we'll see if we can find any others. We're going to make our small hearth literally right next to the seal. I think that's a good thumbnail right there. Coming up on our next storm, we gotta keep track of our hostility. We just reached level 1, so we gotta kind of slow down a little bit. Make a trapper camp, start picking up some meat. Plague of Malady. Villagers take 50% longer rests, have a 100% chance of consuming twice as much food. So food is going to be an issue here. Also, as I said, I need to make sure that I'm staying housed. We survived our second storm, no problem. 2 amber for every 20 sea marrow produced. Well, we are producing a bunch of sea marrow. But also 10 amber every time a villager dies or leaves. I do expect that to happen at some point. Then again, roots per minute is probably going to be the way I'm going to go because, again, I know that food is going to be a big issue this time around. Okay, so gotta be proactive. What's next? We're working on the trapper camp there. We need to get into another... Here we go. We need to get into another glade. Because we need to get more caches. So we'll get that going. Then we're going to make some housing, again, right next to the big, horrible eye. And in fact, I think we're going to make it there instead. So we've got our small hearth. We've got some houses coming up. And then we're going to make a decoration nearby so that once again we should be able to get outposts done. We've got Farloaf. I still need 10 gold. I'm sorry, 10 amber. I keep calling it gold. That'll get me 19. So there's my trading post done and dusted. Barrels, coats, ale is always a possibility. Yeah, since we're leaning so heavy into farms, let's go ahead and go with the brewery. I'm going to try to keep this settlement from looking like garbage, like my settlements always do. Over here we've got more copper. We do have another cache, which I can send. And then we've got this ancient shrine that I can either excavate or loot. I think I want to loot it because I want to hold on to these tools so that I can use it on other caches. So we're going to loot it. And we've got a couple more orders. New clothes. Well, I definitely need to start making some clothes, so let's go with that. And then I know that I plan on serving ale, so we're going to go with that as well. Now, we've got lots of clay out here, which is nice. So much so that I think we're probably going to want to go ahead and put a warehouse out here. Move you back. I'm very much hoping that this that this hostility goes down before the storm. Stonecutter camp has nothing nearby. We are going to stick to the Sea Marrow for now. That said, we could probably go ahead and build a second stonecutter camp way out here. You've made it to encampment. What about the other one? Ah, still got to make the decoration. We are now going to go into the main hearth, and we are going to disallow the use of wood as a fuel. And we're going to start sort of utilizing these woodcutters a little bit less. In fact, I think I can actually get rid of one of these now and focus on gathering a little bit of wood around our main hearth. Outpost is done, so we'll go ahead and deliver that, get some money, get some tools, get a blueprint. Tavern. Perfect. I feel like I want to set up the tavern right next to the giant eyeball. I feel like it's a tourist attraction. But I did say that I didn't want to make this one look like shit, and it would if I put it there. So I think instead, we're just going to be boring and put it over here next to the housing. In fact, we'll put it a little bit away from it so that we can put a little path in between. Now, what do you need? You need planks, you need bricks, you need fabric. I've got all three of those things. Brewery is up and running. Perfect. You use drizzle water, which I'm not currently collecting, sadly. Plague of Darkness. The storm season is 100% longer, and sacrificing goods is banned. Gross. Now we still need to find another cache. So where's the best place to go to do that? I mean, we've got this forbidden over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Now the question is, do I want to open it during this very long storm? And the answer is, I don't know. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it on Avoid Glades for now. We'll get in there in a minute. And then we're going to pull a couple of people out of the woodcutter camps, put you into the brewery, and into the forager camp. We've got our second stonecutter camp going. And just in time, we got some new people coming in. We are out of planks, so we're going to start producing those again. And now that we're coming up on the end, we're going to go back to fell all trees. Pick up our new cornerstone. Houses have room for one more villager is nice. I think that's the way we're going to go. So now we're just waiting on this forbidden glade to be opened. Pick up the clothier. And now that we've got the clothier, we need to start being able to pick up some cloth. So I think I'm gonna, if I have the tools, which I do, I'm gonna make a harvester camp right there to start picking up those reeds. Okay, we've got our cache, and we've got the tools for it, so we're going to go ahead and start that right away. Though this ancient burial site might make this a little bit more difficult. So I have 21. But I'm probably going to need 10 tools to excavate this thing. So we're going to do that. We're going to excavate you, and then we're going to send you, or we're going to break you open. And that should get us part of the forest done. I'm also going to start favoring the harpies so that I get a little bit more reputation. I may not be able to win with reputation, but it is still useful to have. Not really seeing a good place to put this one. So I think I'm just going to cover up one of the spots and go there. New order. Agriculture is a good one, and I do want that mold supply, so I think we're going to pick that. We've already got the farm fields, now we just need to make some packs of crops. So, packs of crops. I can make it in the brewery. And I think I need, what, 20? 25. Hello, Sahilda. We're gonna grab steel shovels. We're gonna grab reinforced needles. And that's probably it for now, unless I need... I'm not doing so great on bricks. And you always need more planks. Okay. About 10 seconds left on this. As soon as that's done, they're going to start ferrying goods back. I guess I didn't need to buy those bricks, because there are bricks right there. But that allows me to acquire Heart of the Forest. You have the Guardian's Harp, you still have a long way to go. Choose your next steps wisely. Earn 6 rep points from Resolve. I've already got 1, so that's probably good. Earn 5 rep points from events. Reach level 2 standing with 3 settlements on trade routes. We haven't even really talked about trade routes here on this channel yet, so we're probably not going to do that. I think Mortal Blood is going to be the way to go. So we got to focus on making our folks super duper happy, or we got to get more events that give us reputation. One of those two. But we did get 1 there. So, you know, one way or the other, we'll figure it out. What do we want? Religion is a possibility. That would certainly help us get our reputation up. So would jerky, though. Do I have the ability to make incense? I don't. Okay, so that kind of answers that question. We're going to make the smokehouse. Set it down over here. And then we're still waiting on this tavern because we need more cloth. There we go. Doing fine on ale. We're doing fine on pickles. Still a little bit low on food, though, so we gotta be careful. 1 ancient tablet for every 2 completed Glade events is exceptionally good, because those tablets can be sold for a lot. Plague of the Dark Forest. Hostility from dangerous and forbidden glades is increased. Remove the Stonecutter camp. Get some folks into the farm. And we'll play our little favoring game to try to get us to the drizzle. Trapper camp has nothing nearby, so we'll move out to here. No, we're gonna bring the people in after the storm. There we go. Now we'll bring some people in. 3 packs of provisions for every new villager is excellent. In fact, I wish we had picked that up prior to getting our new villagers. Oh well. Okay, so what next? We're still looking to earn rep, either by events or by resolve. So we'll get in here, start making jerky. We now have the ability to make incense as well. But we're not going to just yet. Oh, we will, but we're gonna cap it at like 20.
Sí, así.
Don't have any cloth, anything to make cloth with yet. I'm also working on making packs of crops. Right. Start making coats. I really need to be making fabric. So we're going to really farm the hell out of these reeds. We've got reputation going. Our mine is out of ore. So I'm just going to go ahead and deactivate it. Now, what do we do with all that copper? Do I have any way to make copper bars yet? I don't, so that's going to be something to keep an eye out for going forward. But for now, we're going to go ahead and make a mine here as well. We just got to clear out a little bit of space first. Everyone seems to be pretty happy at the moment. We now have the ability to make this reinforced road, though. We do have an awful lot of copper. So I'm going to make one big, long, like... I want to make this one big, long road that spans my entire little miniature empire here. And those packs of crops that I'm making. Working on it. Okay, that's 3 reputation points through resolve. None of these look particularly great to me, so I'm going to re-roll. Let's go with Clan Hall. And this I am going to put right next to the horrible seal monster. So we want to start making incense. I think we can do infused rainwater pretty easy. Okay, now we're going to get you out of here, and again, we're deactivating most of our woodcutting camps because we don't want to end up overdoing it on the hostility. We're still only at hostility 2, but we're about to get to 3, so we got to be careful. Set up a mine on there. We're about to hit our next storm. Plague of Death. Discover 2 dangerous or forbidden glades during the storm. If you don't, 3 villagers will be killed. So I have to cut into 2 dangerous glades during this storm, or else I'm going to lose some people. So is that feasible? Not really. I think I'm just going to have to eat the fact that I'm going to lose 3 people. We are beginning to get some blight rot. Not a lot, but enough for us to at least set down the building. And also, we've got this new building called a beacon tower. Which I'm going to set up right here, and that'll give us some bonuses going forward. Okay, we lost our firekeeper, so that's the first thing we got to replace. And we lost one of our tavern folks, so we'll replace them as well. We got Farloaf back. Doesn't look like he's got anything that I need just now. New cornerstone. Let's go with secure perimeter to try to lower our hostility a little bit. All right. Now we want to get this clan hall going as fast as possible, and we want to start cranking out incense for that. We have no wood at all, which I'm actually okay with, but I do think it's probably a good idea to start chopping down a few more trees. Make some space. New clothes is almost done. And serving ale is almost done. Anything else I need from Farloaf before he leaves? Yeah. I'm just going to take all of your amber.
Okay.
I'm going to buy some purging fire. And some barrels. Serving ale is done. So that'll get us yet more money. And bonus to ale production. Super useful. I think the Explorer's Lodge is going to be the way to go. Brawling and education. So we've got all of these service buildings that we're getting going. Do I have space for this service building anywhere? Yes, but I'm going to have to... I can't delete copper veins. That's annoying. In that case, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and continue clearing this place out, and there will be space in here in just a little bit. Need 2 more reputation points from Resolve. Training gear. I need training gear for brawling. Do I have the ability to make it? I don't have the ability to make training gear at the moment, so that is something to keep my eyes open for.
Voila.
All camps produce 100% greater yield, and we're going to start getting some religion to my people, which will hopefully increase their resolve. This beacon tower would be really nice if that could go up as soon as possible. The blight post I'm not too worried about. And then, yeah. So we're going to move this, and we're going to put our Explorer Lodge right there. Move the Trapper Camp so that it's near the meat. That gets us 5. And this beacon tower should give us some pretty good bonuses in a moment. However, we did get our 6th Mortal Blood reputation point, so we'll pick that up. Now what? Have 25 villagers with complex food need fulfilled for 60 seconds and 25 with services. Or I can just pick up 80 amber. Either of these seems like it's going to happen pretty quick. Herb and root production increase? No. Gain meat every time a villager dies or leaves? Yes, please. This is one of those times where I don't mind picking up cannibalism. I think it's actually a very, very respectable choice in this particular case. So, here are the things the beacon tower can do. Okay, so I get 2 supplies, 2 bells, and 1 miracle. Things like getting some meat, getting some grain, or increasing the amount of food that farms produce. For bells, global production rate is faster, villagers with low resolve leave slower, or all trade routes are faster. And then finally, the miracles. Boom, just drop hostility by 100 for a season, add 250 resilience to the Ancient Hearth for a season, or scouts work faster on Glade events. So again, I only get 1 of these, though. I don't get all 3 of them once, I only get 1. So we're looking for amber, mostly, at this point. How long before the trader gets here? About 6 minutes. Plague of rats. Any cooked or raw food disappears at the rate of 2 items every 10 seconds. So we're going to start losing food pretty fast here. Let's see. Still looking for amber, which means I should probably open up a new glade. We're going to start heading towards this dangerous glade right here. Taking a nice, efficient route. Next cornerstone. Brewery production is faster. That's nice. But also, free plant fiber is also nice. Got more people incoming. Which means we need to put people in houses, and we also need to... Let's see. Go there. 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 So we need more houses. We also need more jobs. This harvester camp needs to somehow get back here. Let's remove a couple of these pieces of pathing here. Drop the harvester camp right there. Perfect timing. Sother gets here just as we get our new glade opened up. So let's see what's over here first. We'll start by sending this cache to the Citadel, probably, unless I need those tools for something else. Probably better to burn it down and get the stuff, because I really don't need the reputation, right? I'm already almost at 14, and once I get to the top there, there's nothing else that I can get from it. 40 hostility every 60 seconds for 3.5 minutes. No, that should be fine. So we're going to burn that down. We're going to send that to the Citadel. And then Sother. Bonus to drizzle duration is amazing, but also I want to make sure that I'm doing the thing, right? So I'm actually gonna get. I need 26 amber. Is there anything I can do to get that 26 amber? I don't actually need these packs of crops. Because, again, I don't really need to fulfill any of these orders at this point. So we'll sell those. And a bunch of copper. That'll get us to our 80 amber. The Guardian begins to take shape. All that's left is to breathe a living spiritual essence into it. So we either need to give everyone really high resolve. We need to use rainwater and burn 35 Blightrot cysts. Complete 2 Forbidden Glade events with no more than 1,200 seconds between them. And get 6 Ancient Tablets. So I think Forbidden Essence is the direction we're going to go toward. But we're also going to be keeping an eye open on Fire Essence here. It would be really nice. 10 skewers for every 10 pickled goods. I am making pickles, so we're going to do that. I also would very much like this drizzle totem. We'll see if he stays close enough for long enough. We've got a Forbidden Glade here. And then I need one more Forbidden Glade somewhere. Way down here. Or over here. Okay, okay. Oh, there are two of them right next to each other. That's actually super useful. Okay. So, let's grab my woodcutter then, if I can find it. We're going to move you all the way over here, and you're going to start digging in this direction. And then once we get there, we can split off into these two very quickly and hopefully get this done. I have so many packs of provisions that I don't need. So we're going to get a little bit more. And then let's... grab some incense to try to boost up that resolve. Now, what do you need to help me out? I could just go ahead and lower the hostility. Bye, Sother. I think I don't need this stonecutter camp anymore. Now, actually, because I'm aiming for resolve here, we're gonna really quick step back, and we're gonna make sure that everyone is in the job they want as best we can. So, for example, this harpy, we're gonna put in the clothier. And then there doesn't really look like anything else, unfortunately, that I can do. That gets us to our 14 reputation. I think this is going to be our best hope here. I'm beginning to wish that I hadn't sold all of those ancient tablets. But I have one. I need 5 more. Somewhere in these 2 glades, there's got to be one. There's got to be a cache of tablets in there somewhere. Plague of Blindness. All villagers move slower and have a chance of destroying their yield. And the harpies are really not happy right now. And I don't know that there's anything I can do about that. Yeah, I don't have anything to sacrifice, so they're just gonna leave. Oh, never mind. At the last moment, they stuck around. Okay. So, you're being set to avoid all glades. And I think that's going to be our goal. Because I believe we have somewhere in here we have a thing that gives us, yeah, every 2 completed Glade events gives us another ancient tablet. So are there any events around that I've missed? Doesn't look like it to me. Got new clothes done. So yeah, we're mostly just waiting on these folks right now. In fact, I don't really need these, right? I can just... There we go. And in fact, I think... as soon as these trees are down, we're just gonna go ahead and break right in. You're gonna go off and take a break, I assume. Yeah, over at the hearth. That's all good. We're gonna set you to fell all trees. And let's get both of these done as fast as possible, especially since the storm's coming up in a couple of minutes. We're gonna be working during the storm. It'll be fine. Lightning catcher. We can either fix it, or we can burn it down. I do have the pottery to make it. But let's see what's in the other one first. Okay, we have a drainage mole that we can either chase away, or we can feed it. Minus 20 resolve actually isn't so bad given how much resolve we've got. Okay, so I think either way we're going to wait until the end of the storm. And we're going to make high-level paths to both of these. And maybe, if we have time, even make a warehouse that's closer. If we have the time, I want to make that as well. We're really setting ourselves up for as much success as possible. What do I need right now? Doesn't look like I need anything you've got, but you can always use more tools. I guess 3 wine for every 15 ale produced is also super useful. So we'll pick that up too. Okay, Plague of Locusts. Destroy 6 random resource nodes. Harvester camp has nothing nearby, so we'll move it along. Now, neither of these is going to give me any ancient tablets, which I really hate. So we're going to have to do a bunch of extra things as well. Don't really need any of those. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start by, I think, burning down the lightning catcher. We're also going to chase away the drainage mole.
Mira, voila.
We'll rebuild this granary.
Lassie.
We'll rebuild the big shelter.
Uh-huh.
So that's 4 events, which should get me 2 tablets. That'll get me up to 3. That should get me to 4.
Clara.
That should get me to 5. So we're going to try to resolve basically all of these events all at once. These lizards are taking on this giant mole while we're doing some rebuilding in the background. Hostility is at 10. Yikes. Yeah, which is why the resolve is low. We'll go ahead and favor the harpies for a little bit. Almost there. Couple minutes left on that one. Small trapper camp. I think I'm out of meat, so I'm just going to delete the small trapper camp. Boom. I have 20 minutes to get the next one done. So this is kind of overkill, but I'm getting it done. $30 more seconds on the lightning catcher. And that gets us to 5 ancient tablets done. So I think what we need to do is once again open up probably just one more dangerous glade. And that should get us what we need. That's probably the shortest direction in. But yeah, okay, so grab the woodcutter camp. We're going to aim for this one right here to get our last ancient tablet. Unless, of course, we're going to get the 6th one through the events that we're already doing. Which I don't think we will. And in fact, I only need one more. It says progress 1 of 2. So if I just do one more event, I should get my 6th tablet, and then we'll be done with this run. Plague of Mysteries. Negative force mysteries require a lower hostility, so we are going to be dealing with downpour. But fortunately, we've got plenty of food for now. And we're coming up on the end of this. We are low on fuel. But that should do it. Once this event is over, we should be good. Now, we're low on fuel, so we're going to buy a bunch of oil and a bunch of coal, just to make sure that the fire doesn't go out while we're finishing this up. Because that would be super embarrassing for me. Also, I can buy stone from you. And I can use those to crack open these caches, which are probably faster than that one. There we go. Yeah, this cache will only take 30 seconds once they get all the stuff there. Just for the hell of it, we're gonna deactivate, or we're gonna lower the hostility. Just because. And with that, we have our ancient tablets, we have our Forbidden Glade events done, so let's head back over to the seal. And with that, friends, we have sealed the breach. Not bad at all. Probably could have done that on Viceroy difficulty, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't embarrass myself with this video. We got a couple of Ds. Let's take a look at the world map. And then I believe we're going to end the cycle. Ooh, we get a mask. Discover 30 glades. That gets us to level 8. Apothecary, smithy, forester hut, market, and as usual, a couple of cornerstones. I love Smuggler's Visit because you can choose one blueprint of your choice, which is super useful. Well, aren't you in a good mood? Any news to share? I reforged the seal. Will you look at that? Her face lights up in a sincere smile. You actually made it. Well done. That must have been quite the challenge. But as much as I hate to burst your bubble, you should know that it is not the end of your journey. This is only the beginning. Yeah, I know. Keep it up, kid. You're a fast learner. The Crown has already recognized your efforts a little more, and you may even be allowed to venture near a gold seal one day. And with that, the Blight Storm is almost here, so no further expeditions can embark. Select the compass icon to finish the cycle. Here are our stats. And here we go. And of course, as always, the Blightstorm wipes out all of our progress, all of our settlements, so we're going to have to start from scratch, but we're going to do that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'm going to keep making these for a little while, so I hope you'll keep coming back, and I'll see you then.